Let me ask you a question, America, and don't roll your eyes. Think about this. Like I've told you, what do you know? You don't know anything you haven't ever seen for yourself. Everything else, sorry about that. Everything else you've been told or read out of a book. Anything you know, you learn from somebody else. You learned it from watching them do it and either failing or succeeding, and then you took your own path after that, right? Right. Is the world flat? Honestly, I got no fucking idea. But let me use common sense and what I can see, hear, and feel to maybe come out with a fucking answer. One, to start off on this journey, you have to know that all truth is simple and easy to find. It doesn't take much time. It's usually right in front of your face, and it almost falls on top of your fucking head. A lie is always the hardest thing to find. It's a continuous web of lies, which are angles slip around here, tie up through there, twist and tied. It's a fucking web, and you'll never find the end of it because it's not real. Two, okay, they used to believe the world was flat when, what was it, like 500 years ago? Probably at most 500 years ago. And you can look that up. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Uh, what did they do 500 years ago, or like 1,000 years ago, or 2,000 years ago? Didn't they build the fucking pyramids? Didn't they do shit that we still can't do to this fucking day? So I think ain't no fucking such thing as aliens. I fucking guarantee you that. We used to be a whole lot smarter, and somebody or something made us fucking stupid. Well, because now we're programmed to believe what they tell us. Because if I tell you something enough times, from the time you're this big to the time you're 10 or 13 or 14 or 15, you're going to believe it. Because the human becomes too lazy to think for itself when somebody else does it for them. But it's never correct thinking. Nothing has ever been correctly thought for you in your life that was free. Even college, it ain't free. And it ain't the right truth. It's just how to get you a job, not how to fucking get you to live right or correctly. Are you fighting, or should we fight to live, or should we be fighting and living to die? I don't know. Number two, you feel acceleration in a car and deceleration in a car. When somebody stomps on the gas, you do this. When somebody hits the brakes, you do this, right? Right. So, if the world was spinning and you're on that ball, maybe you can fucking tell me whatever you want to tell me, some regurgitated bullshit that you've heard from somebody else, on how you can stand straight the fuck up and not be stuck to that motherfucking ball. No, wait a minute. You wouldn't be stuck to the ball. Because if I took, come on, something round around here, fuck it. If I took this ball and spun it as fast as I could like this way, the rotation is going like this, and there was water on this, every drop of water would fly the fuck off of it. Just like when you were a kid and you were riding down the fucking road on your bike and it had just rained. You get off your bike and you'd have a stripe of water, muddy water, going up the center of your back. Why? Because fucking everything flies off of a round surface when it's rotating. Nothing sticks to it. There's no reason for it to. It would never, ever, ever act like that. Ever. Now, how far can a periscope see? I don't know, hold up. I have to Google this shit. Dumbass iPad. And I know you're all thinking I'm crazy. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm saying it makes more sense than it does around Earth. A flat Earth makes way more sense than around Earth. You're probably just let me finish this real quick. How far can a periscope see? And a periscope is what they use on submarines to peek above the water. It doesn't tell me what I need to know. 2.9 miles. Holy shit. All right, 2.9 miles. Every 8 feet or so, I think it's like every 8 feet. Let's say even every 800 feet. How in the fuck can it see 2.9 miles on a round ball? 2.9 miles is over the horizon. Means you can't see it on a round ball, but you can see something on a flat ball. You see what I'm saying? Another fucking reason. Why do they call it water level? Sea level. And not sea circumference or sea diameter or curvature. Why? Because it's fucking level. Water can only take the shape of what holds it. Okay? If I put water in here, it's going to be round. If I put water in this, the top of it is going to be flat because the bottom of it's fucking flat. Got it? If I was to put, look here. If I was to put water in this thing and turn it this way, the water would still say like this. Because the water level, sea level, horizon, when you're flying an airplane, okay? If you're flying a plane and you're the tip of this thing, real little light here. Bzzz. You have to keep your nose down constantly to stay on that. Otherwise, you would just fly right off. So, when your arrows are like this on the screen, poof, instead of being like this, it would be like this. And this would be, I guess, like that. I don't know. But there's a reason that they're always like that. Because level is level. And that's how you can fly straight and not have to keep the nose of your plane constantly tipping down to stay on the curvature. How would you sail around the world? Or fly around the world? All right, check it out. Say that this is the world. All right? This is north. So, if you're here and you want to go south, just go south until you hit a fucking ice wall, which you're going to assume is Antarctica, but it's not. It's a fucking wall that holds in all the water. Oh, you're crazy. Whatever. It makes more sense than all this water being on a fucking round ball that's spinning at 1,000 some miles an hour and all the water doesn't even fucking move. It makes more sense to it than makes more sense for it to be flat than it does round. I'm not going to argue it forever. If I took this ball and put it in a bigger ball, like a plastic hamster ball, took this ball, filled it with fucking fog, this would somehow levitate in the middle, and I'd spin it and walk away, come back an hour later, it'd be spinning still, and all the fog inside of it would be spinning at the same speed that this was. It wouldn't be going slower, it wouldn't speed up and slow down. Now, when you look up at the clouds, sometimes they're not moving. When you look up at the clouds, sometimes they're fucking booking it. And when you look at the clouds, sometimes they're just creeping. That's another thing that tells me there's no fucking way, no motherfucking way, we're spinning. In the next video, I'm going to say some shit about gravity. And yeah, I know you think I'm crazy, but quit thinking I'm crazy. You've been programmed to think that. You've been programmed to accept or deny certain things. Take the programming off. Think about it. Don't let somebody else do the thinking for you. We'll talk about gravity. Is it misunderstood magnetism? Maybe.